The three robots are sitting together, assembling the most powerful robot on Earth. Its name is Pangolin. Every scale on the body is hard. Pangolin is made of 30,000 parts. Prior to assembly, the robot sorted through the parts needed, and there is a place remaining empty in the middle of the table. They are missing the most important part, the energy core. The leader takes the energy core from the men. It's a round globe. Now Pangolin can be assembled. The three robots begin to operate quickly. It's like there's some kind of ritual going on. Pangolin's finally assembled. The leader takes out the power core. Put it on the back of the Pangolin. The globe was immediately absorbed. Just like that, the most powerful machine on Earth was assembled. Pangolin is extremely capable of learning. Its IQ is more than 1,000 times that of humans. When he's in danger, he puts up barbs. That's its god of war form. This is the year 2044. Solar storms turned the Earth into a desert. Humans and robots live together. Jack is the owner of an insurance company. He took on a strange case. The men said his robot babysitter killed his puppy. Jack was sure that the man was lying. Jack picked up a knife from the sink, pointed it at his hand. Suddenly Jack let go of the knife, at less than 0.4 inches from the back of his hand. The robot caught the knife steadily. There's no need to explain. It has been proven that robots do not harm others. This is totally insurance fraud, because robots follow two inexorable rules. 1. A robot can't hurt any human. 2. The robot cannot repair and modify itself or other robots. These two principles cannot be altered. Robots are used for labor. They go deep into various fields. But gradually the robot became a punching bag for human beings. But Jack received a strange case. A cop in the street sees a robot using parts to repair himself furtively. That violates the second rule. The cop immediately raised his gun. The strange thing is that the robot knows to try to avoid the bullet and beg for mercy. The cop immediately shot the robot. But after returning home, no one believes the cop. How can a robot repair itself? So, they disassembled the robot. And they found something wrong. There were 25 parts in the robot that don't belong to him. It was repaired. Jack investigated the case. He traced the parts to robot welder No. 206 when he went to the factory to investigate. At a spot in the robot charging area, the walls all mirrored up. Do robots look into mirrors? Then he noticed that robot 206 was looking at him. Jack immediately ran after him. Robot 206 was found hiding in an old shipping container. He also had a box in his hand. What's that in your hand? Jack asked. What happens when you corner a robot? Robot 206 knocks the gas down, sets himself on fire with a welding torch. What secrets is he hiding? Jack takes Chard 206 back to the lab. They opened 206 inside, and they discovered the energy core. This is a high-energy battery. Just one could power a satellite. They then turned Robot 206 back on by force. Jack grilled him. Who told you to steal the battery? Never thought about this question. And that's when 206's head started smoking. He ended up frying himself with the CPU. Then there was fluid coming out of his eye, as if he is crying. Looks like its program was tampered with. So they went to where the cop killed the robot. An energy core was also found here. Jack and the cop come to the black market in the slums. It's worse for the robots here. Humans bully robots. The robot is alive, but his legs were forcibly removed by humans. Jack found a female robot. She touched Jack's face with her hand. Looks like a normal human. The cop shot the female robot on her leg. Jack followed her all the way. They found the engineer who modified the female robot. Jack takes out the robot's bionic core, asking the engineer to help investigate. Just when Jack didn't know what to do, his boss knows about the robot tampering, and orders his men to bring Jack back. Other humans must never know that there is something wrong with the robots. And now the engineer had made great progress. The bionic core was placed in the body of female robot. Something amazing happened. The female robot actually took the initiative to fix her own leg. This is against the laws they have to obey. Maybe the robots start to think on their own. Just as Jack was in shock, there's a noise outside the door. The engineer opened the door and saw a child. The next second, the kid shot the engineer. Jack ran out the back door. In a hurry, he got into a car. The driver behind the wheel is the female robot. She also has the instinct to run away from danger. The killer came after them. The female robot drives the car like she has done it a million times before. The chase drove them into no man's land. The killer ran straight into the stone block. Jack and female robot crashed too. The car rolled over several times before coming to a stop. The killer died instantly, and coming to the next day, 4 robots dragged Jack into the desert. Jack pulls out his ID, ordering the robots to turn around and take him back to the city. But the robots say, the city is not safe to go back. Looks like these robots were modified. 2. Not taking orders from humans. Jack walked alone in the direction of the city. But after 5 minutes of walking, he fainted. When Jack wakes up again, the female robot made a simple water filter. A small water supply for Jack. Although they were modified, they still abide by the first iron law, to keep Jack safe. Jack can't walk back. So, he just let the robots carry him along. The next day, female robot prepared for him high-protein bugs. Very thoughtful. Jack asks the female robot to step aside. Takes the flare gun from the bag. Paged the cop with his current location. The cop got the message. Took some people with him. And found Jack in the desert. The man was taken to the desert by some robots. The cop almost shot Jack and pointed a gun at him. The robot next to him goes forward to stop the cop. But the cop just shot him. The second robot stepped forward, then got its head blown off by the cop. Even so, the female robot stepped forward, just as the cop were about to open fire. Jack shot him. The cop's companion saw this and fled away in the car. Jack could only watch the car drive away. This is bad. I really can't explain it. The guy reported the desert situation to the company. After listening to this, the boss got a bad feeling right away. Turns out when the first quantum robot was developed, there weren't any restrictions. People can talk to the robot for the first 8 days, but on the 9th day, humans can no longer keep up with the evolution of robots. That's why Human Shave created these 2 iron laws. But now the robot has been tampered with. This threatens the entire human race. Boss sent John to finish Jack off. Jack was on the verge of breaking down. Jack begged the female robot to help him go back. His pregnant wife is home alone, but female robot doesn't care what Jack wants. She's just there disassembled a dead robot with a partner, and repairing themselves with parts. Jack was furious. How could you do this to your mates? Are you guys playing the game PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds? Jack was devastated. Finally on the road, Jack looked at the female robot in distance, picked up his clothes and followed her. He rummaged through the cop for anything he could find, and he found a packet of chocolate. Jack put it in his mouth and savored it. PUBG mode is also good. Yummy. The next day, Jack followed the female robot. Finally, they arrived at the destination, and they have met the leader here. But Jack had no idea. It turns out it was a robot who transformed them all. In the warehouse, Jack noticed the parts arranged neatly. Then he realized they were stealing the parts to build Pangolin. He's the smartest robot. But right now, all they're missing is the power core. The leader found Jack. In fact, Jack is not opposed to robot consciousness awakening. Like the female robot has been taking care of him. So, Jack gave the power core to the leader. The leader and other 2 robots begin to build Pangolin. They are really fast and efficient. 30,000 parts are installed in 2 hours. The moment the leader puts the power core in, Pangolin is born. He is not limited by any principles, and absolutely not under humans' control, and he has a mind of his own. The intelligence base is more than 1,000 times that of humans. In return, the leader repaired a car so Jack can go home. On the way back, Jack saw his boss on the ground. That's when Jack found out that the boss took his wife and the newborn baby. Jack was absolutely furious. At the same time, the female robot is sending the robots to the other side. They're going to rebuild on that side of the mountain. There's a lot of radiation there. Humans won't arrive for hundreds of years. The robot was only halfway there. The killer John brought people to kill them. The robot is on a high wire. But the humans fired, in order not to drag down his fellow robots. The robot jumped from a height of 3,000 feet, took his own life. John pulls his gun on the leader, ordering him to be on his knees, and mocked him for being just a robot. Unexpectedly, the leader retorted, "You're just an ape in my eyes." John got pissed off, and broke one of the leader's legs, but that didn't bring him to his knees. "You are a violent ape." John kept shooting at the leader, putting an end to the leader for good. Just then Jack came. Jack slammed his foot on the gas and ran into them. 3 of John's men were killed instantly. Jack climbed out of the car, took the gun and shoot the fat guy. He was also hit by John. This is the most powerful robot on Earth, the Pangolin. He had spikes all over his body. This is its god of war form. John walks toward Jack, who is about to die. Ask him why he betrayed his people. "You don't deserve to be called a human." John is ready to kill Jack. At this critical moment, here comes the Pangolin with spikes all over its body. Suddenly he jumped on John. Just a little push. John goes down. Even though he grabs onto the bar, he can't hold on and eventually falls. Pangolin sure is smart. He took the least amount of effort to get rid of the worst guy. Jack's a little scared. He picked up the gun on the ground and aimed it at Pangolin. He is afraid that Pangolin is going to attack him. A cry made Jack put the gun down. Jack looked at his newborn daughter. He suddenly becomes a soft guy. The female robot also touched the child. Finally, Jack watched Female robot and pangolin go to the other side. What will robots evolve into in the future? Will they avenge human or make peace with us? Let's wait and see. The movie, it's called Automata. Question for today: do you think AI robots are safe? Will one day they rule the human race? Share your views in the comments. It is recommended to see the original film. Well, that's all for this episode. Remember to like and subscribe. I'll see you next time. Bye.